Hi everyone, my name is Antonella and I am a piano teacher based in the Silicon Valley. Today we're going to talk about some of the books that I use in my studio. I love all of these, and if you have any suggestions, please let me know down below in the comments. If you find this information useful, please like and subscribe for more videos like this. So let's go ahead and get to the video. So all of this information that I'll talk about will be divided into categories. So the first category will be method books. So two of my most used method books include, let's start with Tales of a Musical Journey. If you have not seen my review of the first book, please check it out down below in the description box. So why do I love Tales of a Musical Journey? Well, I mean, what's not to love, really? It has these beautiful characters, it has beautiful stories, which are really nice because kids can remember notes. It is not encouraging children to play because of finger numbers in their fixed position, but rather they get to read all the notes and just recognize them based on intervals as well as just memorizing them. You get to play sharps and flats pretty soon. This is the second book, so I would say that the second book is a little bit more challenging than the first. Sometimes I find that students after the first book, they are not quite ready for the second book, so that's a topic for a different video. Either way, really love this book, and I strongly recommend it. The second book we're going to talk about today is Piano Safari. Piano Safari is one of my most favorite methods for children and adults. I will make another video for adults and why Piano Safari is a great method for them, but for the time being, if you're not familiar with Piano Safari, it combines rote learning as well as reading. And reading is actually quite nice here because it introduces intervallic reading, and much like Tales of a Musical Journey, it does not encourage children or adults to read based on finger numbers, but rather because of the intervals or the relationships between the notes. So that's something that I love about it. The pieces are quite fun, especially the rote pieces. They are very successful with children who are not very motivated and patient. So sometimes it's fun for them to learn a piece from the first few lessons and show it off to everyone. So I absolutely love Piano Safari. Speaking of Piano Safari, I would also like to share another resource I use from them, which is the Piano Safari sight reading cards. These, I believe they have 3 levels, and I love these as supplementary materials for other method books as well, especially transfer students. So for example, you have pink cards. I don't know if you can tell this is pink, and they have rhythm exercises, which is down below, and you get to play these. So pre-staff reading, and after the pink you graduate to, I believe, the green. These are out of order because I use them all the time. Here you have, as you can see, reading from intervals and then rhythm. Now, something that I love about Piano Safari, you can tell I love a lot of things about it, but the most awesome thing is that children get to learn about eighth notes from the beginning. There's no waiting, which is good for establishing pulse and beat and really becoming comfortable rhythm readers. So I strongly recommend these, especially if you're looking for good sight reading materials. Let's talk a little bit about RCM. I love RCM. If you have students on Tales 1, on Tales 2, I find that students are quite ready for RCM A, Prep A, or Prep B, and at times they can even be ready for RCM 1. So my favorite thing about RCM is not just the exams, obviously, but it's their sight reading and their ear tests. So you can do these with any student, really. You don't have to get RCM. However, I love how they're organized. You always have something that you can play, like intervals or chords. Then you have rhythm, and then you have sight reading. And at the very end of the book, you have a couple of playbacks where you can play them for your student, and they get to play the melody back. or also you can play a melody and then they could clap it back. So I find that these are usually good for filling out time if you feel like you don't have enough stuff to do in a lesson, which can happen sometimes. Okay, so let's get RCM out of the way. Next, what should we talk about next? Okay, next let's talk about something I'm super excited about. I use this book so much that the cover is off. So I am so thankful for Paula Dreyer because these pieces are absolutely beautiful. I have turned a few students from really hating piano to really loving it because of these songs. So something I teach all my students, especially young ones, from the very first lesson is When I'm Blue. It's a lovely, lovely piece, and if you're interested, check out Paula Dreyer's website. But yeah, these are all rote songs you can use for your kids and also for adults. They sound quite mature and they're just beautiful. So strongly recommend Little Gems for the piano. They are supplementary to any method, it doesn't matter. Next, let's talk about, you probably know about this, but thought I should share. I love their method books, and I actually bought quite a lot of books the other day. Rest in peace, my money. But I love the piano theory books of Kjos. This is a great book because it goes in depth about all the theory stuff. This is level 4, obviously, and as you can see, we have primary as secondary triads. I think we have Roman numerals. Yeah, we have Roman numerals, dominant chords, chord progression, and this is in level 4. RCM is also pretty good with theory, and there are some other resources you can check out in the description down below. Another one that I love is Create First by Forrest Kinney. Sadly, Forrest Kinney passed away, I want to say about a year ago, and I have only learned about him maybe 1 or 2 years ago, so I was pretty upset that I didn't have a long time to cherish his compositions. Either way, love this book. I am not a good improviser. I have not grown up doing it. I feel uncomfortable doing it, but students love it. So Create First is a great book for your lessons, for teenagers, for adults, for children. It's basically improvisation. Not basically, but it is improvisation. And you can check out more videos in the description down below, but something that I really use with all my students is this one, Sunrise. And I'm very thankful to Forrest Kinney for creating these beautiful accompaniments for the teacher and then suggestions for the students to play on top of that. And they're very beautiful. Okay, we've talked about a lot of piano teaching related stuff. However, I want to share a few books that might be interesting. So a good book to read is this one, Good Question. That's a good question. How to Teach by Asking Questions by Marianne Usler. I think that's how you say her name. If you want to learn more about this book, check out, again, the link down below. I wrote a blog post about it. Then another, I would say this is probably the Bible of piano teaching, The Well-Tempered Keyboard Teacher. As you can, tell, The Well-Tempered comes from Bach Preludes and Fugues, and absolutely love this book. Fun fact, Marianne is in both of these books, so you can tell that I'm a big fan of hers. This book is awesome. It talks about basically all the learning theories. It talks about, let's see, how learning takes place, the elementary students, the intermediate student, the advanced student, professional preparation, which is very important, even though it's not as up to date. It's still good to know about it. Competitions, historical overview of keyboard pedagogy. I love this part of the book. And then contemporary thoughts, even though they're not super contemporary. Either way, I love this book. Okay, some other books that I love. Professional Piano Teaching. There are 2 books of these, and I gotta be honest, I've read the first one, I've skimmed the second one, but they're just huge, and I feel like I like to go here if I have specific questions instead of just reading it like a book. It's very similar to the Well-Tempered Keyboard Teacher, but it's mostly about how to teach students, and it gives you a lot of examples and what they need to know. So there There you go, professional piano teaching. Okay, and then now let's talk about 3 of my favorite magazines or subscriptions that I use in the studio. The first subscription is the MTNA Journal. This is an issue from October or November 2020, so pretty long ago. And as you can see, it's by MTNA and it has lots of articles. I'm sure that you're familiar with MTNA. This is mostly for teachers, so if you're not a member, definitely go join. Next, oh, I'm so excited about this. Because of the current pandemic, we have not had a chance to talk about these things with students. Either way, I absolutely love Piano Explorer. They sent you, this is March 2020. The issue here is with Rachmaninoff, and I absolutely love it because it gives you information about the composer. It gives you some fun facts about him, beginner's corner, and a couple of jokes, compositions. Let me tell you a joke. Let me see if I can find a joke here. Okay, are you ready? What was the vegetarian's favorite composer? Beethoven. Okay, the last one for today. I thought this video was going to be short, but I guess it's not. Is the Art of Piano Performance Musical Style. This is more of a music history type of magazine, and what I love about it, especially for teenagers or early or preteens, is that it's like a comic book. Let's see. It's like a comic book, and it's just very fun to read. Music history related. It talks about dynamics. This specific one is about musical style, so I highly recommend you check it out. It's also by Neil Kyo's Music Company. You can find it on Amazon. For anything I'll mention, the links are down below, so feel free to check them out. Well, thank you so much for watching, and if you have any books that you use in your studio that I did not mention, please let me know. I'd love to discover new sources. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye!